Hi, this is Ishaan from Revsportz along with Debasis. We're outside the Kensington Oval. India's practice session took place today. But before we talk about the practice session, when we were in the United States, when we were in New York and Florida, there was so much that was spoken about the weather. There was so much backlash that Florida had to receive because, of the matches getting washed out. We're at the moment in Barbados. It's hot and the sun is coming right down on us. It's blue skies at the moment. Debasis, let's just build up the weather update first. It's looking clear up till now, right?
Yeah, absolutely. The sun is bright. It's burning bright. Obviously, we expect that it's going to be mostly sunny come Thursday, the match day, and hopefully it will stay like that. And we expect to be a full game on.
Yes, absolutely right. And even though the weather can be a little bit unpredictable, even in parts over here where you might see some rain, but the good news that we've experienced here, and we've also spoken to the locals, is that even though if it might rain, it might just be a passing shower, nothing much that can really affect the game. And like Debasis has also said on the show plenty of times, the ground staff here is of the highest quality, the facilities here are of the highest quality. So if there is rain, it's most likely that it will be rectified as soon as possible. Debasis, something to add on that point again?
No, nothing much to add, but all I can say is that the Kensington Oval looks in great shape.
It does, and so does the outfield.
It looks in great shape. The wickets, the outfield has been lush green, and obviously the batters will get their money's worth if they play a stroke that will travel fast, just like what we see in India on the grounds in India. So obviously it will be a belt. I won't say a belter, but definitely there will be plenty of runs on the wicket. It looks at brownish wicket with dead grasses, really not lively grass. But then and talking about it, it will be a slow track.
Yeah.
So lot in offer for the spinners.
But what about this heat? It's pretty hot here, and I think this is not the kind of heat that we experienced in New York or Florida. I think the players will have to really
obviously
hydrate.
The good thing about the match is that it starts at 10:30 a.m. So heat won't be playing that much of an effect. Obviously, as Rahul Dravid and both Jonathan Trott said, that dew factor will not come into effect because the game time is in the morning. So, but then there's been a lot of wind here. Obviously, the Caribbean Sea is next to the stadium. You can see actually the port is here. So there will be a lot of air and that wind. So that might be a concern, and that might favor the fast bowlers. Little bit of swing. So that might come into effect. But then the outfield, as I said, will be lightning quick, and also the conditions will be great for batting.
100%. And you were part of the practice session as well. What are some of the key takeaways? I'm aware that only 3 players had attended: Yashasvi Jaiswal, Rishabh Pant, and Rinku Singh. So not much to take out of that?
Nothing much to say. But it was only an optional practice session. But then, even though it was an optional practice session, but then the talking point was Rishabh Pant getting hit thrice. Means obviously he was there for the optional practice session with Yashasvi, as you mentioned, Yashasvi Jaiswal and Rinku Singh. Pant got hit twice, once on his toe, then on his hand while taking throwdowns. It was only throwdowns that he took. There were a couple of local spinners as well, but then Nuwan Seneviratne and Dayanand Garami were the 2 throwdown specialists along with Bikram Rathod. So one of the throwdowns from Dayanand actually hit Pant's toe, and he looked in a bit of concern, but immediately he was seen again taking his guard, taking strike. Or a few balls later, he got hit on his hand, but then too after which he took a little bit of break for about 5-6 minutes. He cooled off. He was seen drinking a bottle of water, and obviously surrounded by Team India head coach Rahul Dravid and other support staff members. And then following which he soon again went into bat. So that leaves aside the concern. But then again, one of the balls where he tried to hit a reverse sweep, he was trying to be a little adventurous, trying to improvise himself, means obviously challenging himself in match situations. He got hit on his grill of the helmet. So, but then once again he looked in no concerns and he started batting again. But the good thing is that what we can confirm here on Revsportz is that he looked in no such concern, and he is fit, supremely fit, and raring to go for the match against Afghanistan.
That's amazing. And Debasis, you mentioned that even he's practicing those reverse sweeps and unorthodox shots. Do you think it's a way to counter that Afghanistan spin attack?
See, in this format, you need to think out of the box. You cannot be predominant. Means obviously you cannot be going in with one particular mindset. You have to think out of the box in order to outwit the opponent bowlers. And yes, reverse sweep, we know what Pant can do with his reverse sweep. If you remember the test series against England, he hit a 6 against James Anderson, and it was a reverse sweep. We can expect a lot many such improvised shots, innovative shots from Pant, and that is what you know when you bat in at number 3, you need to take on the attack, or you need to challenge the opposition bowlers.
Yeah, I think, and now batting in number 3, that added sort of responsibility also comes on a batter, and I think Rishabh Pant is doing a good job at the moment by soaking in that pressure and doing well for his side. Do you think these 3 hits might be playing on his mind somewhere? It's not that often that you get hit at your practice session 3 times. So somewhere in the mental game, do you think this might affect him, Debasis?
No, I don't think so. I don't think so, because these are all players who have played the game for a long time. They are experienced. They know how to tackle the situations and the conditions. And Rishabh Pant, for one, he is mentally very tough bloke. Means when you consider that he came back after that horrific car accident and the manner in which he made a comeback in the IPL and then in the matches here in the T20 World Cup, I think he is a lot more determined, focused, and definitely good things await Rishabh Pant.
All right, and he was batting for a reasonably long period today, Debasis, or would you say he just went out there, had a few knocks, and that was about it?
Yeah, obviously, day before yesterday, he wasn't there for the practice session where everyone turned up. But then we saw Sanju Samson was also given a long go in the nets. In case Pant is not fit or he is not feeling well, then Sanju Samson might come into play. But talking about the playing 11, Ishaan, if you ask me, obviously the onus will be on the spin. It will be a spin dominated, mostly favoring the spin bowlers.
Absolutely.
The tracks here will be slow. Obviously, the Kensington Oval track, we know, will be favoring the batters. The wicket looks brownish, but then it looks a flat wicket, and slow bowlers will come into effect, as was said by Rahul Dravid in his pre-match press conference. Jonathan Trott also said that yes, he looked forward to, he reckons that spin will be a factor, and obviously Afghanistan has a couple of world-class spinners in their side in the likes of Rashid Khan and Mohammad Nabi. But then at the same time, India also has a number of spinners who can win matches on their own day given. So you have the likes of Ravindra Jadeja, Akshar Patel, who I think will be playing in the match against Afghanistan. Then you have Kuldeep Yadav. Obviously Rahul Dravid did hint that India might be influenced to go in with a wrist spinner. In that case, both Kuldeep Yadav and Yuzvendra Chahal are in contention. But for me, I think Kuldeep Yadav will definitely get a chance ahead of Mohammad Siraj.
Yes, I think we've been building that on the shows, that Kuldeep Yadav has the biggest chance in place of Mohammad Siraj. There was talks of maybe dropping Shivam Dube, Akshar Patel, but that's not what it seems like at the moment. If Kuldeep Yadav wants to play, he's most likely to come in place of Mohammad Siraj, because they will definitely use Hardik Pandya's bowling abilities as well, because he's surely gotten better and better in this World Cup as well. He's generating good pace, hitting the right lines. So I think Hardik Pandya will be the Indian team's backbone as well in this bowling lineup.
And obviously, Ishaan, talking about the press conferences, obviously,
you were part of the press conference. Yes.
Both Jonathan Trott, the two head coaches of both the teams, did turn up for the pre-match press conferences. Rahul Dravid, obviously, he spoke a lot about the conditions as to how the wicket will be like. He did reiterated that it will be a batting wicket. Obviously, it might favor the slow bowlers. In that case, India might be prompted to get in an extra spinner in the likes of Kuldeep Yadav or a Yuzvendra Chahal. Obviously, Rahul Dravid was also asked about the playing here in the Caribbean. He said that obviously he had that experience of playing here before, and India lost that match. But then Rahul Dravid mentioned that he do not want to look what happened in the past, but rather want to move ahead. And that is what you want, because the most important thing for him as a Team India head coach is to win this match against Afghanistan and make a strong statement going forward to the Super 8 stages. Obviously, there were few other talking points from Rahul Dravid's press conference. But before that, I would like to take forward.
Yes, sure. So, like Debasis mentioned, Rahul Dravid addressed the press conference. There were a lot of talking points. He also mentioned Kuldeep Yadav. Kuldeep Yadav has that ability to be a part of the squad, like we mentioned. So, it's all building up really nicely, and it's going to be a crack of a game, because there are amazing matchups as well from both ends, which we'll be discussing as well. So both these teams have a perfect balance.
Yes, and also one of the talking points was also about the Afghanistan team. Rahul Dravid reckons that Afghanistan team is a very, very potent side. On their given day, they can unsettle any country, and given the wealth of balance in their bowling attack, especially with the likes of Rashid Khan, Mohammad Nabi, among the fast bowlers, they have the Fazal Haq Farooqi, who is the top wicket taker for them. They also have Naveenul Haq, who we all know has an impressive outing in the IPL, and it will be interesting to see the duel between Naveen and Virat. Obviously, and the rivalry between the two has been very spicy. And also, as far as the batting is concerned, obviously the onus will be on the two openers, Ramanullah Gurbaz and Ibrahim Jadran.
And
both of
what
whom,
about Rashid Khan versus
yes,
Virat
Rashid
Kohli?
Khan, once again he brings in that wealth of experience, being the captain of the side, and he is a world-class bowler in his own right. So Rashid once again will be very key member. But then Rahul Dravid also mentioned that Indians will be up for the challenge. Yes, we do respect Afghanistan as a team. Yes, they are a very tough side, especially in this format, given that most of these players they play in the T20 global leagues. But then talking about the composition of the side, obviously Rahul Dravid did mention that obviously the spinners will have a role.
Spinners will
definitely have a role. In New York, the conditions favored the seam bowlers. So in that case, in New York, India went in with 8 batters. But here, the conditions will be lot favoring the spin bowlers. So I won't be surprised if India goes in with an extra spinner, perhaps maybe Kuldeep Yadav ahead of Mohammad Siraj. Ishaan.
So I completely agree with Debasis. It's going to be, I think, a spin-driven oriented attack by both these teams here. The Afghanis have a good spin bowling lineup. The Indians might use Kuldeep Yadav as well here. So it's going to be interesting to see how it goes. The Caribbean wicket is expected to turn. It's going to be a higher scoring pitch as well compared to New York and Florida. So the runs will definitely be scored, and it's going to be an equal matchup, Debasis. I think that's also interesting to watch, because you might get a game where you might score 160, and it's going to be a good matchup between bat and ball.
Yeah, obviously, talking about the matchups, obviously I would love to see the battle between Fazal Haq Farooqi, the left-arm quick, against Rohit Sharma. And we all know Rohit Sharma, he is susceptible to genuinely left-arm quick. We know Trent Bolt has got the better of him, Mohammad Amir got the better of him. So once again, it will be an interesting battle. Shahine Shah Afridi, one more name that comes to mind. So it will be an interesting duel, interesting matchup between Fazal Haq Farooqi and Rohit Sharma. And also there will be an interesting battle between the two top players from both sides, Virat Kohli against Rashid Khan as well.
Yeah,
Your
Virat
thoughts?
Kohli, Rashid Khan is going to be an epic battle again, because Rashid Khan, arguably the best T20 bowler, Virat Kohli, the best batter in the world at the moment. These two coming head to head against each other. You never know whose day it's going to be, because I think both these two will want to get the better, and both of them are extremely competitive and aggressive at least from the onset. So it's going to be interesting to see which player gets the better of who. Who are you putting your money on for now, if you had to just...
Obviously, I would put my money on Virat Kohli.
But on a turning wicket,
yes, he is due for a big score, and we saw what Virat was doing during the practice session option. The two practices, and he has been playing a lot of spinners. He has been spending time in the middle against the spinners. He was facing Akshar Patel, he was facing Kuldeep Yadav, Yuzvendra Chahal, he was facing the local spinners, he was taking throwdowns. So he knows, means obviously he has a fair idea what the conditions will be like, and he is a man for occasions. Obviously, big occasion, and Virat Kohli, we know, he's a big match player. So definitely, the scores that he has got registered so far, 1, 4 and 0, does not actually suit him. I mean, does not speak volumes about the player he has been. So I, for one, would be banking on Virat to come good against Afghanistan. Maybe a great start. We already saw what Nicholas Puran did against Afghanistan. So maybe it's a similar role being played by either Virat or Rohit Sharma.
It's going to be a fascinating watch. I think if Virat Kohli gets some runs, the whole stadium over here is going to be rejoicing with a lot of happiness. So, we've been setting this game up for quite some time now. It's going to be a big one. There's hardly any time left for this game to unfold. It's India taking on Afghanistan. Make sure that you stay tuned with Revsportz. The game day is still yet to come. We're going to give you the match reports. We're going to give you, the final touch-ups as well, the weather report before the game. So there's a lot of content still coming away. Guys, make sure you stay in touch with Revsportz. Make sure you like, share, subscribe, and also click on that bell icon. We'll see you guys for the next video. This is Ishaan and Debasis signing off. Thank you.